Good morning on what is a cool, grey and cloudy day. It is Monday the 27th of February. I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And I think I've got a box to finish unboxing. So I've already been into this one and I've dug out some interesting things, including this, which is Legacy, really a little bit of an old role-playing game from the late 70s, early 80s role-playing game, Man, Myth and Magic from Yukinto. The Princess Bride role-playing game, which is a more modern game. We have, what's we got in here, with the packaging. I've pulled out things like WHPA 13 Fairhaven, role-playing game, and Downtime is on a fanzine. And this leaves one last final thing in this box, which is ElfQuest, except it's not. Okay, so some of these things have come from been picked up at a convention in California called Strategicon. And I've got a friend who goes there every year, and he peruses the bring and buy, checks the dealers, see if they've got anything interesting. Now, I didn't need another copy of ElfQuest, so I didn't need to buy this, but what's interesting about this box set is what's in here. It's some notes. It is sort of like allegedly playtest notes about gaming from the pen of Steve Perrin, one of the authors of RuneQuest back in the day. Things like that. And I don't know what these. It's looking for these. We've got. We have notes on magic in Sanctuary, and then we've got character sheets. So these are for Winger, and this is from the role-playing game Superworld, which is another role-playing game published by Chaosium back in the early 80s. It was their answer to the superhero genre. This was at a time where role-playing games was just sort of like try and cover almost every genre that they could. Every company had sort of like a superhero role-playing game, and this, that, and the other. And then we have on the back, we've got Brian Merrick Krang's table scenario, page 46. And then we have a portion of Wonder. Now this is an excerpt from the game Worlds of Wonder, which was a generic role-playing game published by Chaosium again in the early 80s, but derived more directly from Basic Roleplay, or the Basic Role-Playing booklet, and then to cover 3 different genres: science fiction, fantasy, and superheroes. So this is an explanation of the City of Wonder. Essentially was kind of like a nexus point for where the various sort of genres could meet. So in here you've got a map of Wonder City, or certainly part of it, up by a wall, so it's a bit like, it's almost Parvis-like. And on the back we've got a short guide to the adventures along Wonder City. Sorry, a short guide to the avenues. So Wonder City, Magic World Avenue, Superworld Avenue, and Future World Avenue. So there's a little location guide. Then we have various different notes in there. Adventures and so on. We've got notes for adventure called Call the Vendetta. So yeah, this is an interesting little box set which I picked up. Just, you know, it could entirely be something completely other. It might not be Steve Perrin's at all. It might belong to someone else. And then beneath this, we've got bits and pieces for. So here's we've got the character sheet for Future World. Magic World. And then they've got the play aids. You've got the play aids of, so for Future World, all the stats of the weapons and so on, equipment. Superworld play aids. Magic World play aids. And then sort of like general Worlds of Wonder on the back. So you've got a reference sheet for that. Similarly, then we've got photocopies of it. Spell list. Future World character sheet, actually written in pen. You know, and then you know, we've got another copy of Krang's Trolls for Krang's table scenario. So we've got the details. Sort of the details of the scenario on the front, and the kind of base kind of poses for different types of characters, especially for super characters that you've got in Superworld, and also you've got it in GURPS as well. So essentially, in Champions, which you'd have that appear in the little illustration box set, in the illustration box on the character sheet, and then you draw over it, because you know not everyone was a fantastic artist. Character sheets for Magic World. Then we've got another copy of A Portion of Wonder. Some character sheets, some NPC character sheets. Give you a quick copy of that. And then sheaf of spell notes. Again, handouts and so on. References for in play, I'm pretty much sure. Another character, Dr. Dread. Weapon and armor equivalencies between the two. So this could also have been, you know, play test notes for various scenarios, and you've just got more things like this. So printouts of again of the reference sheets, character sheets. Yeah, NPC sheets, and then from another thing that Chaosium did in particular was the stand-ups, and you'd cut these out, fold them over, and sort of and put them into little little standees, and you had ready-to-play cardboard miniatures, as it were. And some of these sort of like a mix of fantasy and superheroes and science fiction. So even down to these two here, which are kind of modern day or 1920s, because these actually come from Call of Cthulhu. And you can see sort of like some of the ideas of what what you would do with that character, with that character pose in the middle of the sheet. So we've got a sheet for Ghost, and someone's sort of like drawn over it and coloured it in, give it some detail. So I don't know whether that's a Superworld character sheet, but this one definitely is. So this is from someone's home campaign. Not necessarily saying that I am told that this, you know, basically the dealer said, you know, this is from Steve Perrin's collection. I don't know whether this is entirely true. So yeah, lots and lots of sort of like stats and character sheets and references, you know, again. So just leafing through this just to show you. And we've got essentially that's the Man of Lead, and you've got notes on the back. And more character sheets, and lots of them. And more of these been cut out and pasted onto the back of the Sharps page. You know, this would have been the printing test or the photocopier test to see how good it was. Just to show them more of these poses. And then we've got a scenario for Robot Safari. This is a scenario for Future World. This likely would have come from pages of different worlds. So just more and more of these. Loose one. And more of the author's notes. Even character sheets written out on sheets. And we've got at the bottom here, we've got a couple of copies of the basic roleplay guide, introductory guide by Greg Stafford and Lynn Willis. And these are kind of like the foundation, really, sort of like a basic roleplay, and a lot of the other games that came since. This is the core rules. Obviously, over the years, developed into different role-playing games, from Stormbringer to Call of Cthulhu to RuneQuest to Superworld to Elfworld, and so on. And also to the big gold brick basic role-play system, which everyone is very fond of. So, what I've actually got here really is really just one big bundle of someone's gaming and playtest notes that could really actually be something, or you know, they could be they could be Steve Perrin's, or they could be just a gamer's. But I'm gonna, post this. This is gonna, I'm gonna put this video up and sort of like see what happens. Just do an unboxing. I've done this unboxing really just to show you what's in the box, and perhaps it'd be interesting to get the feedback. Anyway, thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box, in this case containing another box, which I will unbox and chat about its contents to the best of my ability for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back again with another unboxing in the Nook very soon. Bye for now.